Hello, hello, hello. It's Kev here again. First things first, disclaimer, fair use, teaching, blah, 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 blah. Okay, you know the score. Get that out of the way. Now, task number 1 from test number 3, Cambridge is 17, yeah? So we've done the first 2. This is the third one. This is the one about average weekly spending. Okay, so I wrote a sample. We'll take a look at yours. I have to be quick. I've got students coming in 15 minutes time. So again, it's a bit of a rush job, but that's how it is, you know. Anyway, so 1968 to 2018, we can see key features. So food has decreased, housing has increased. So we can see food, fuel, power, clothing, footwear, personal goods has gone down. Conversely, leisure, transport and housing have increased. Key features, that is basically it. So let's have a look at mine first, and we'll have a quick peep at yours. Now, where is it? Okay, that's right. So, this is 195 words. Sorry. So, the chart illustrates the average weekly spend for families in a particular country in 1968 and 2018. Okay, that's it. Overview. Overall, it can be seen that while expenditure on food, fuel, clothing and footwear decreased, the opposite was true. Rest of categories, say for household goods, which was unchanged. Key features. This is what I keep saying all the time. What went up, what went down, what stayed the same, okay? Biggest expense on food, what's the biggest, what's the smallest, and that's it. That's pretty straightforward, yeah? So, in 1968, on average, so the highest was on food, average spend increased, sorry, it was the 5% with the fuel and the power, okay. Conversely, 2018, expenditure by category had changed significantly. Food spending had halved, housing increased, leisure increased, transport, however, fuel and power fell, household goods unchanged. So this one's pretty simplistic, I think. It's just what increased, what went down, what didn't change, what's the biggest, what's the smallest. That's it, that's all that you've got to do. Pretty straightforward. I'll just do it so you can see the whole thing there. Okay, you can see the whole thing on the screen there. Yeah. So 4 paragraphs, intro. You could put your overview in paragraph 1 because that's not really a paragraph, it's a sentence. But still, intro, overview. In this one, it's easy. 1968, first period. 2018, second period. What's gone up, what's gone down, what's the biggest, what's the smallest. And figures and data. You don't put them in the overview, but in paragraph 3 and 4. That's where you go into the details. Yeah? Sweet. So that's pretty good. Get that out of the way. Let's have a look at yours. Okay. Put some changes on, because I've got to be quick. So the bar chart compares how families distributed their income with different living aspects. But that's not too bad. Not as natural. Distributed their income, well, they spent it, different aspects. We won't really use that, but maybe categories is better. But that's not too bad. Overall, what stands out is that whilst 90% residents devoted the dominant proportion, largest portion, the dominant usually means something else. Now, you've got to watch your paraphrasing because sometimes it's not appropriate or it doesn't quite work. It might be a synonym in some context, but not all the time. For example, the distribution became to some extent balanced. And that whole, so right now, this is not as clear as the key features which I just identified. Okay, so the first one's good, but still, what's the key? What's the trends? What went up? What went down? What stayed the same? What was unchanged, etc. So this doesn't really clearly identify those key trends or features. Introduction is not too bad, but the overview is not really what they're looking for. Okay. Okay. Regarding reduced segments, now, what does that mean? I'm not really sure. So, are you talking about the segments or categories? So, are you talking about the categories? So, you've got aspects and segments. It's not the same thing. It doesn't work. So, it's a category. Was by far the most budget-consuming item, 1/3 of the whole budget, 30%, which is that's 2018. Okay, that part's good. Half a format for that, just energy power. Which with? Which with the 3% reduction? No. Fee segments. It's not a segment. If it's a pie chart, it's like a segment or a slice. You could maybe say that, but it's a category for this chart, so I wouldn't really use that. Significant growth, most popular, 8% increments. Accommodations, second housing. It's worth mentioning. Okay, so it's not too bad, but if you look at mine's a little better in terms of organization, okay, and in terms of vocabulary. Okay, let's have a look. Bar chart. Chart indicates how much money a family's wages was used on average in a country during the years shown. What years, though? You've got to tell me what those are. That's what you need to do in your introduction. Overall, spending on food had the most decrease, and it was halved. On the other hand, well, there's not another hand. There's not on the one hand. On the other hand, that's what you do like in an essay, an argument. On the other hand, it seems to a household spent money. It seems that household spent money. Let's have 58. Interesting with that. So again, that overview, right? You've got to clearly. I'll show you it. I'll get it out once again, the criteria, and show you because you keep doing it. Key trends and features must be clearly identified. Right. Get my pen out. So, no relevant information. You get like a 9. So, key features. Clearly presented, highlighted, illustrated. Right. Clear overview. Main trends or differences are identified. In those two, they have not been. Overview, information, okay. Key features, yeah, look. Key features must be adequately highlighted. Trends, what's going up, what's going down. No clear overview. If you're not careful, that's what you get for task achievement if you don't have a clear overview. That's not my opinion, that's what examiners, that's what they say. So, key trends, what's it say? Overview, well, yeah, so look, right, so main trends or differences are identified. That's gone up, that's gone down, that's not changed. Okay, so what you've got to do for your overview, so try and keep that in mind. Okay, right, get rid of that. Okay. Looking at the bar charts, well, okay, don't know. That's supposed to be. We can see that some expenditures of families in 2018, including food where fell, at 50% of each item. Moreover, paying and power had fallen. Why is it passive? Had fallen a little, from 6 to 4%. Having said that, other families' costs, or family costs, such as housing and transport, were lessened dramatically. Have been half an ago. Okay, now this one's a little bit short, 158 words. Most good ones come in about 180, 90, maybe 200 words. The more detail you can put in, the higher task achievement score you will get. So this one's a little bit sparse. It doesn't really give me as much information as I would like. Bar chart compares the percentage of household expenses. in one particular country, in A1, one particular country, and 2 different years on a weekly basis. Right, that's good. Food was known. Was it known? It's what's it show you? Important cost. The families, the least money, just few pounds. Right. So this is kind of identifying as a trend, but you've got 2 years though. You need to be saying what changed between this year and this year. So that overview, again, this is something that you keep on failing to do. Correctly interpret the data and have a clear overview. What's gone up, what's gone down, what hasn't changed. You've got 2 years. In this year, it was this, so it's increased, but from this year to this year, it's gone down, or whatever. Okay. So what year was that? In both years? Was it in 1 year? Did it go up from this year to that year? I'm not really sure what is going on here. Okay, so at least we've got something here, an upward trend. Looking into details, the amount of money which was spent on food significantly. Now, right, that's better. Okay, let's go to the downward trend. Supposed to go to the panic and footwear. 5% weekly. However, how's it going to do? Now, okay, now that paragraph's better, right? That's a lot better. It's the overview you need to have a look at, which was not allocated the main costs of families, which was not, well, it wasn't allocated, it's how much they spent. So it's, so, and why is it passive, which was not allocated by whom? So you could say expenditure, or spending, or spent. Labeling the most. Labeling, you mean becoming. Expensive activity. Allocated. You can allocate out of a budget. Okay, but not, which was not allocated. Only around 10% of family expenses taken message. So, as again, this is not clearly going through the detail. We'll take a look at mine again in a second. Let's see what we've got here. I've got to be quick. Chart composition weekly expenditures, average expenditures in 8 categories and countries in 2018. Weekly revenue for supplying food. Weekly revenue, that's what you get in for supplying food. You mean percentage of expenditure because it's going out for food, expenditure on food. Significantly higher than other items in 1968. So again, we're not identifying key trends and features. Now, right, I'll have to make this video into halves because I've got to go now. So I'll come back once I finish my lessons and I'll make the second part and I'll take a look at the overview again because I can see this is something we're going to have to spend a bit of time on. So I'll see you soon.